Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Gold IRA Blueprint Podcast. Today, we're going to be diving deep, into a topic that's been on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah,
Gold IRAs.
for sure.
You want to make sure your retirement is safe.
Absolutely.
Right. You're looking at market swings,
Mm-hmm.
inflation worries.
Mm.
A lot of folks are looking at gold as a way to protect their savings,
Uh-huh.
especially as you're looking to make those golden years golden, right?
That's right. We're seeing a lot more interest in, these alternative assets.
Yeah.
Things like gold, as people are looking for different ways to diversify and just create a more stable financial future.
That's what we're here to do today, right?
Exactly.
Unpack all this.
Absolutely.
We've got a ton of research on gold IRAs, and we're going to break it down for you.
Yep.
I'm joined by our expert here who's going to help us make sense of all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of this deep dive, you'll have a clear picture of how gold IRAs work, what their potential benefits are,
Mm-hmm.
how they can fit into your retirement strategy.
We're going to cover it all.
Exactly. So we'll equip you with the tips on how to choose the right gold IRA provider,
For sure.
how to avoid the pitfalls and all that.
Yep.
If you're ready to get started and you want a nice checklist to guide you, head over to goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Absolutely.
You've got a free resource there that can walk you through the steps.
Yeah.
But first, let's set the stage here. What's driving all this interest in gold IRAs? What's going on in the financial landscape that's making people even consider this?
Well, I think it's really, a few different things happening all at once.
Yeah.
We've seen some pretty big market swings lately, and that's really shaken people's confidence in some of those traditional investments.
Yeah, makes sense.
Couple that with inflation that we haven't really seen in decades.
Yeah.
People are starting to get anxious about whether their savings will last through retirement.
Yeah. Will my money keep up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where gold's historical role as a hedge against inflation comes in. Gold has always tended to hold its value during times of, economic uncertainty and inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So it offers a kind of stability that you might not get with other assets.
It's like that trusty umbrella you keep around for a rainy day.
That's a great analogy. And just like an umbrella protects you from the rain, gold can protect you from inflation.
Okay.
It can help keep the value of your savings.
Yeah, I can see how that would be appealing to retirees living on a fixed income.
For sure.
Every dollar counts, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've established that gold has this inherent stability, but how does that translate into an actual retirement strategy? What is a gold IRA, and how is it different from the traditional IRAs that we're all pretty familiar with?
So think of a gold IRA as a special type of self-directed IRA.
Okay.
With the traditional IRA, you're usually investing in stocks and bonds.
Uh-huh.
A gold IRA lets you hold actual gold,
Oh, wow.
like gold coins, bars, and other precious metals that are approved by the IRS, all within your retirement account.
So instead of stock certificates, I'm actually holding gold.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. But what's this self-directed part?
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm making all the decisions?
Essentially, it gives you more control over what you invest in.
Okay.
Within that IRA structure.
Uh-huh.
You still work with a custodian who's like a financial institution that holds the account, but you get to decide how much of your savings goes into gold.
So like a co-pilot to handle the details, what I choose where we're going?
You got it. You're in charge of picking the specific types of gold you want.
Okay, got it. So let's say I'm interested in this. How do I actually set up a gold IRA? Where do I even start?
Well, the first step is to find a custodian who specializes in these precious metals.
Okay.
They'll help you with the paperwork and all the rules for gold IRAs.
So I can't just like hide some gold coins under my mattress and call it retirement.
Not exactly. There are rules to make sure everything's legal with the IRS.
Yeah, the IRS probably doesn't mess around when it comes to retirement accounts.
Right.
So once I have this self-directed IRA set up, what then? Can I just go buy gold necklaces now?
You can't just buy any gold. The gold you buy for your IRA has to meet certain standards set by the IRS.
Okay.
It's got to be things like gold bars or coins that have a specific purity level and come from official sources.
So like the real deal certified and all that.
Mm-hmm.
This is sounding kind of complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something a regular person can even handle? I know we talked about this before, but is this just for rich people or folks with a financial advisor?
I get why people think that, but setting up a gold IRA isn't really more complicated than a regular IRA.
Okay.
It's about having the right people help you.
So finding a good custodian and maybe a financial advisor who knows about this stuff?
Exactly. A good custodian will make sure you're following all the rules and help you pick the right gold.
Got it.
And a financial advisor can help you see if a gold IRA even makes sense for your retirement goals and how much risk you're comfortable with.
Right. It's got to fit into my bigger plan.
Exactly. And that's where a financial advisor can be really helpful. They can look at all your investments, see how much risk you have, and help you decide if adding gold is a good idea.
Okay, so we talked about setting it up and whether it's too complicated, but we got to talk about scams.
Yeah.
The gold market has its share of people trying to trick investors, right?
That's true. It's important to know how to avoid them.
Gold just seems like something scammers would target.
hmm
What are some red flags to watch out for?
If someone is pushing you to make a decision quickly or promising crazy returns, that's a huge red flag.
Like if it sounds too good to be true.
Exactly. A legitimate gold IRA company will explain everything to you, answer your questions, and let you decide without pressure.
So they'll be patient and honest.
Yeah. Another thing to watch for are companies that aren't clear about their fees or how they store your gold.
Fees can really add up over time, especially with retirement savings.
Definitely. A good provider will tell you exactly what their fees are upfront for setting up the account, annual fees, storage fees, everything.
No hidden surprises.
Right. And for storage, you want to make sure your gold is kept in a place that's approved by the IRS. These are super secure facilities that meet all the government's rules for storing precious metals.
Like Fort Knox for my retirement gold.
Got it. So speaking of Fort Knox, where does the gold actually go once I buy it for my IRA?
It goes to that IRS-approved depository I mentioned. You don't actually get to hold the gold yourself.
Okay.
It's stored for you in that secure facility.
So no gold bars being delivered to my house.
No, definitely not. The depository is like a trusted middleman making sure your gold is safe.
Makes sense. So my gold is tucked away, growing tax deferred, just like a regular IRA.
Exactly.
For those who might be feeling a little overwhelmed with all this info,
It's a lot.
we've got a helpful resource for you.
There's a free checklist at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Okay.
It goes through everything you need to know about setting up a gold IRA and finding a good provider.
Like a roadmap for gold IRAs.
So let's switch gears a bit and talk about the benefits. Why are gold IRAs becoming so popular, especially for people getting close to retirement? So we talked about gold being a safe haven, but what does that actually mean for someone planning their retirement? What are the benefits of having some savings in a gold IRA?
Well, one of the biggest benefits, especially now, is protection from inflation.
Okay.
We've talked about how gold usually holds its value when prices are going up.
Yes.
Sometimes it even goes up in value as the dollar gets weaker.
Hmm.
So this can give you stability and peace of mind, especially if you're retired and living on a fixed income.
Like an anchor when things are rough.
Exactly. It's not just about surviving the tough times, though. Gold can also help you keep your wealth.
Oh,
Unlike stocks and bonds, which can lose value if a company goes bankrupt or something,
right.
gold is a real thing with real value.
Uh-huh.
It's been a way to store wealth for a really long time, and that's what makes it attractive to people who are investing for the long term.
Like holding a piece of history.
Exactly. And that feeling of having something permanent, something that's always been valuable, can be really comforting, especially when you're thinking about what you'll leave behind for your family.
That brings up a good point, the legacy aspect.
Yeah.
How does a gold IRA fit into estate planning and passing wealth down to your kids or grandkids?
A gold IRA can be a great tool for that.
Okay.
Because gold is a real thing. You can pass it down to your heirs pretty easily.
Okay.
You can often avoid some of the complicated legal stuff that comes with regular investments.
So it's like a direct line of inheritance.
Yeah, kind of. And because gold has held its value for so long, it can give your family a lasting legacy and help them financially.
It's like planting a tree that you might not get to enjoy the shade from, but you know it'll be there for the next generation.
I like that analogy. It really shows how gold can be valuable for generations to come.
Okay, so we've covered inflation protection, keeping your wealth, and leaving a legacy. What other benefits are there?
Another big one is diversification. Gold usually doesn't move in the same way as stocks and bonds. This means that if the stock market goes down, gold might hold its value or even go up.
Yeah.
Like a balance to your portfolio.
Like a shock absorber for your retirement.
Exactly. That stability can be really important when you're retired and depending on your savings to live on.
So it's not just about potential growth. It's also about managing risk.
Exactly. Gold IRAs can help you do both.
This has been great. We've learned so much about gold IRAs.
Yeah.
But before we finish up, let's go back to something we talked about earlier, choosing the right gold IRA provider.
Yes, that's crucial.
What are the most important things to consider when making that decision?
The provider you choose can really impact how well your investment does.
Hmm.
One of the most important things is their reputation. Look for a company that's been around for a while, has good reviews, and is known in the industry.
So do your research, read what other people say, check them out with a Better Business Bureau?
Absolutely. Don't rush into anything. Next, look closely at their fees. Make sure you understand every cost involved. Setup fees, annual fees, storage fees, any fees for buying or selling gold. They should be upfront about all of it.
No hidden surprises.
Exactly. Customer service is also really important. You want a provider who's easy to reach, knowledgeable, and really wants to help you reach your goals.
Like a partner on your journey.
Yes. And finally, pay attention to where they store your gold. Make sure they use those IRS-approved depositories we talked about,
Okay.
the ones with a good track record of being safe and secure.
Makes sense. We're talking about a lot of money here, so security is key.
Right. And if you're feeling lost, remember that free checklist at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Oh yeah, that's a great resource.
It walks you through the whole process.
Awesome. So as we wrap up this deep dive into gold IRAs, I want to leave you with this thought. Retirement should be about peace of mind. Knowing your savings are safe and working for you.
That's right.
If you're worried about the stock market or inflation going crazy, maybe it's time to think about gold.
A gold IRA could be a good way to create a more stable and secure retirement so you can really enjoy those golden years.
Well said. We hope you found this deep dive helpful and informative. And until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep working towards a fulfilling and financially secure retirement.